Welcome students. The Narayana Medical Academy is providing you the paper explanation of Neet 2020, and I myself represent to explain the zoology part in that biology, and the question paper code is H4. In that, if you observe the first question, the question number 92. Question number 92. Which of the following is not an attribute? Which of the following is not an attribute of the population? In that, the first option, species interaction. Second option, the sex ratio. And the third one, natality. And fourth one, mortality. So dear students, you can easily segregate the answer from the remaining three. Why? Because you know the species interaction, the interaction between the species, that is nothing but, it is not the attribute of the population. Whereas sex ratio, which is nothing but the ratio of males to females in a population, and it is an attribute of population. Natality, which is nothing but the birth rate and is also an attribute of population. Mortality, which is nothing but death rate and is also an attribute of population. So except the first one, 2, 3, 4, these three comes under the attributes of population. So species interaction, this is not considered as an attribute of population. That's all about the 92nd question. Let us move to the next question. Next question, question number 97. Here the paper setter is asking you to find out the correct statement with reference to the human digestive system. This is very important. Students, you can see the question. Correct statement with reference to human digestive system. In that question number 97, the first option, they gave vermiform appendix. That vermiform appendix, it arises from duodenum. Vermiform appendix arises from duodenum. And second one, ileum opens into the small intestine. And third one, serosa. Serosa is the innermost layer. That's what they mentioned. And the fourth one, ileum, ileum, spelling is also very important. Why? Because ileum is different. Ileum is highly coiled. Ileum is a highly coiled part in human digestive system. This was a question which was asked. In that is asking us to find out the correct statement. Students, with that is about with reference to 97. If you observe the 97th question, they are asking us to find out the correct statement. Vermiform appendix arises from duodenum. This is absolutely wrong. You know, the vermiform appendix, which is a worm-like structure, the name itself indicates vermiform, which is nothing but worm-like structure. The blunt end structure which arises from cecum, not from the duodenum. So this is wrong. And ileum, second statement, ileum opens into the small intestine. No, in fact, ileum is a part of small intestine and it opens into large intestine. So this statement is also wrong. And serosa is the innermost layer. That's what they mentioned. No, exactly opposite is correct. Why? Because serosa is an outermost layer. You know, serosa, muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. These are all the four layers which are present from outer to inner portion. So serosa is the outermost layer and it's not the innermost layer. So that statement is also wrong. And fourth one, ileum is a highly coiled part. Ileum is a highly coiled part. And without any ambiguity, we can consider this statement as correct statement. So for 97th question, the correct option is fourth option. That's all about the 97th question. Let us move to the next question. In case of 101, if you observe the 101 question number, they are asking us to find out the true statement with reference to phylum Chordata. True statement with reference to phylum Chordata. Chordata. Chord means notochord, eta means having. Okay, so we have to find out the true statement. This is very important. If you observe the question number 101, they have given the statements A, B, C, D like so. Let us take the first statement. In Urochordata, notochord extends from head to tail and is present throughout their life. That was the statement given. So in Urochordates, it is present from head to tail. That was given. It itself wrong. Why? Because the name itself indicates Uro means a tail. Uro means a tail. So notochord is restricted to the tail region. That is the reason why the name was given as Urochordates, and that too the notochord is generally present in the larva. So if you observe the statement A, it is wrong. And second one, in the vertebrata, notochord is present during embryonic period only. This is notochord. Notochord is present during the embryonic period only. Yes. Notochord, later it replaces as vertebral column. So notochord is present in the embryonic portion only. That is the reason why we can say that in case of the chordates, notochord is present, but in case of vertebrates, that notochord replaces as vertebral column. That is the reason generally we will say that all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. So that statement is correct. And C, central nervous system is dorsal and hollow. Central nervous system is dorsal and hollow. Yes, in case of chordates, central nervous system is dorsal and hollow, which is opposite to the non-chordates. In non-chordates, the central nervous system is ventral and solid. So this statement is also correct. And if you observe the last statement, chordata is divided into 3 subphyla. Of course, it is divided into 3 subphyla, but what they are asking, please study the statement completely. Chordata is divided into 3 subphyla: Hemichordata, Tunicata, Cephalochordata. So these are not the 3 subphyla. So that is the reason why the D statement is also not correct. So in the given A, B, C, D statements, B and C only correct, and that B and C was given in the first option. So for 101, first option is the correct option. Why? Because in the remaining options, D and C, C and A like that given. So first option is only the correct option. Next, question number 104. Which of the following regions of the globe, exhibit highest species diversity? Highest species diversity. That is the question. Which of the following regions of the globe exhibits highest species diversity? The first one they mentioned Amazon forest. Amazon forest given in the first option, and second one the Western Ghats of India, and third one they gave Madagascar. And fourth one is Himalayans was given. So in the given four, the Amazon river forest, which was the largely tropical Amazon river forest, which is located in South America, and these are the areas on the globe with the highest species diversity. Amazon forest is also supplying you the oxygen which is required for human beings. 20% of oxygen contributed by this Amazon forest. Amazon forests are considered as highest species diversity regions on the globe. So for 104, the Amazon river forest is the answer, and the remaining 3 are not having that much species diversity when compared with the Amazon forest. So that's all about 104. Let us move to the next question, 106. If we observe the 106 question, it's a matching type of question. In the column 1, they mentioned floating ribs. In the A, they mentioned the floating ribs, and Acromion process, B, and C given as scapula, and the D given as the glenoid cavity. Glenoid cavity. And in the opposite, in the column 2, they gave their location and the characters which related to or which are related to the column 1. The floating ribs, if you observe the floating ribs, actually floating ribs, they do not connect with the sternum. 12 pairs of ribs are present. The last 2 pairs of ribs, 11th and 12th pair of ribs, they won't articulate with the sternum, and they are neither articulated to sternum nor to the cartilages of previous ribs also. That is the reason why they are called floating ribs. So if you observe these floating ribs, 11th and 12th pair of ribs, they do not connect with the sternum and was given in the 4th one. An Acromion process. What is that Acromion process? Actually, Acromion process, it articulates with the clavicle. This is clavicle, which is called collarbone, and that clavicle given in the 3rd one. And the scapula, the next one is scapula. Scapula is also called the shoulder blade. See, this is called shoulder blade, and which is present between 2nd and 7th ribs. So the scapula, which is located between 2nd and 7th ribs, which was mentioned in 1. Glenoid cavity. Glenoid cavity is the depression which is present for one half of pectoral girdle, into which the head of humerus, the humerus bone, this is nothing but the upper arm bone, and the upper arm bone articulates, it joins with this cup forming ball and socket joint also. So the glenoid cavity, which is which articulates with the head of humerus articulates with this, and it was given in the second option. 4, 3, 1, 2 was there in the first option. So for 106, first option is the correct option. And the next question, question number 107. Question number 107. In this 107, 2 columns were given. It's also a matching type of question. In that, the column 1, eosinophils given. A, eosinophils, and B, they gave basophils, B-A-S-O, basophils, and in the C, they gave neutrophils, and in the D, they gave lymphocytes. So in the column 1, they gave eosinophils, basophils, neutrophils, and lymphocytes like that. And in the column 2, concerned character was given. We have to correctly match. If you observe the eosinophils, generally eosinophils, if you observe the eosinophils release the histamine destructive enzymes. Eosinophils releases the histamainases destructive enzymes. If you observe, this is somewhat the word which was not found in CBSE textbook. And second one is basophils. If you observe the basophils release the granules containing histamine, and it was given in the 4th one. If you observe, it was given in 4th one, and the concerned function given in the 3rd one. Neutrophils, they perform phagocytosis, and it is there in the 2nd one. Lymphocytes are very much essential for the immune responses. Okay, so if you observe the 3, 4, 2, 1, it was given in the second option. Eosinophils, philic means lovable or attracted. So the cells which are attracted towards the eosin, eosinophils, and the cells which are attracted towards the basic stains, that is basophils, and neutrophils, the cells which attract generally the neutral stain, and lymphocytes are the cells which plays very important role in immune responses of the body, and these concerned functions were clearly mentioned in the option 2. So for 107, second option is the correct option. Next, question number 110. Question number 110. Select the option including all sexually transmitted diseases. In the first option, they mentioned cancer, AIDS, and syphilis. And in the second option, gonorrhea, followed by the syphilis and genital herpes. And third one, gonorrhea, malaria, and genital herpes. And fourth option, they gave AIDS, malaria, filaria. So these are given in the fourth option. So if you observe, they are asking select the option including all STDs. All STDs. STDs are also called venereal diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, sexually transmitted diseases. If you observe the sexually transmitted diseases, in the first option, see the cancer is not a sexually transmitted disease, whereas AIDS and syphilis comes under sexually transmitted diseases. And in the second option, gonorrhea, and this gonorrhea followed by the syphilis and the genital herpes, these three comes under the sexually transmitted diseases. In the third option, gonorrhea, malaria, genital herpes mentioned. The malaria is not the sexually transmitted disease. AIDS and malaria followed by the filaria. If you observe this malaria, once again with this we can easily exclude that option itself, no need to see this filaria also. Why? Because malaria is already there. So if you observe these four, we can the students can easily come to a conclusion that second option is the correct option. Why? Because the gonorrhea, syphilis and genital herpes, these are the sexually transmitted diseases. In this, the genital herpes, hepatitis and AIDS, these are not completely curative, and the genital herpes, which is caused by herpes simplex virus, HSV1, HSV2, genital herpes, herpes labialis, like that different strains of herpes virus are there. So second option, if you observe 110, second option is the correct option for 1/10 question. And the next question, if you observe 114, here the paper setter is asking you in which of the following techniques embryos are transferred. Embryos are transferred to assist those females who cannot conceive. So the females who cannot conceive, for those females, which of the following arts, means assisted reproductive technologies were essential? Number one, in the first option they mentioned GIFT and ICSI. Second one, GIFT and intrauterine transfer. And third one, GIFT and GIFT. And in the fourth option they mentioned ICSI and ZIFT. In these techniques, if you observe these techniques, they are asking the embryos are transferred to assist those females who cannot conceive. So if you observe this, gamete intrafallopian transfer, and this is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. GIFT means zygote intrafallopian transfer, and IUT is nothing but intrauterine insemination. And third one, GIFT and GIFT given, and fourth option ICSI and GIFT mentioned. Actually, if you observe that 114th question, GIFT and IUT, zygote intrafallopian transfer and intrauterine transfer, these are the techniques which are assisted for those females which completely correctly satisfy the question, for those females who cannot conceive. Especially if you observe the rest of techniques where this GIFT and ICSI, GIFT and the GIFT combination, this is also not correct. Why? Because GIFT is the technique which is not GIFT is not the technique, and similarly ICSI is not the technique which is assisted for those females who cannot conceive, especially to transfer the embryos. Only the second option correctly satisfies. Why? Because only in these techniques the female can be assisted. So for 114, the second option is the correct option. Let us move to the next question. Question number 120. If you observe question number 120, in the first column they mention gregarious and polyphagous. Gregarious and polyphagous pest they mention. It is nothing but the polyphagous pest. And second one, adults with actually the radial symmetry, and the larva with bilateral symmetry. Larva with bilateral symmetry given, and in the C, book lungs mentioned, and in the D, bioluminescence given, and in the column 2 concerned examples were given. If you observe, dear students, polyphagous, gregarious polyphagous first. Gregarious means students can easily come to a conclusion that they are talking about locust. But if you observe this polyphagous, in order to avoid the confusion and in order to give somewhat clue to the students, gregarious word was also given. Polyphagous, excessive feeding, excessive eating, polyphagous. So gregarious and polyphagous pest is locusta. If you observe, it was given in fourth one. And adults are having the radial symmetry, whereas the larva is with bilateral symmetry. It is generally seen in astrias, starfish, echinoderms. Larva shows a type of symmetry, adult shows different type of symmetry. Generally, we will consider the larval stages. Okay, for most of the times we will consider the symmetry as a very important parameter for the animals. So if you observe the B character is generally seen in starfish, which was given in the first one. Book lungs are the respiratory organs present in scorpion, which was given there. Book lungs are present in scorpion. Actually, in scorpions and spiders, the book lungs are present. We cannot say all spiders, but in book lungs are the respiratory organs in scorpions and spiders. Okay, which comes under arachnida. And bioluminescence is an extreme property which is seen in ctenophores, which are also called comb jellies or sea walnuts. And these are the animals with only sexual reproduction and lives only in marine environment. So if you observe the bioluminescence property, that is seen in Ctenoplana, which was given in the third option. So 4, 1, 2, 3 mentioned in the third option. So for 120th one, third option is the correct option. Let us move to the next question. Next, question number 121. Question number 121. In that 121, the enzyme enterokinase, ENTERO, the enzyme enterokinase helps in the conversion of, that was the question. And the first option they gave, pepsinogen to pepsin, pepsinogen to pepsin, and in the second one, proteins to polypeptides given, and in the third option they gave trypsinogen to trypsin, trypsinogen to trypsin, and fourth one, casinogen to casin. This was given. Enterokinase, it is a stimulator which stimulates the enzymes which are present in the intestinal region. So if you observe the enterokinase, it helps in the conversion of trypsinogen to trypsin, and this inactive trypsinogen is converted to active trypsin, and then this trypsin, it further activates the remaining inactive enzymes into the active enzymes. So here, if you restrict to the question, the enterokinase is an enzyme, is a stimulator which converts the inactive trypsinogen to active trypsin. So third option is correct. Pepsinogen to pepsin action, this is generally not seen because of enterokinase, and this takes place in stomach. And even proteins to polypeptides, this is also not because of the enterokinase. And finally, casinogen to casin is also not because of this enterokinase. So third option is the correct option. Students can easily answer this question from the digestion. Okay, and the next one, 122, actually the students can easily answer this from health and diseases, human health and diseases. Secondary metabolites such as, so they mentioned secondary metabolites such as nicotine and strychnine, followed by the caffeine, like that. Those are the products which are produced by the plants for their, that was the question. So these are the secondary metabolites like nicotine, strychnine, caffeine. These are the products produced by the plants for what purpose? For what purpose? That's what they're asking in the question. So if you observe the first one, it affects on the reproduction. Second one, nutritive value. And third one, growth response. And finally the fourth one, it acts as a means of defense. Actually, these are all the compounds produced by the plants in order to protect themselves from the grazing animals or browsing animals. So it acts as a defense against the grazing animals. Strychnine is a compound which was extracted from the Naxa vomica plant, and which is very irritating. It causes some sort of irritation to the smooth membranes, something like eye and even respiratory tract also. So anyhow, all these are the compounds produced by the plants. So they act as a means of defense only. So for 122, fourth option is the correct option. Let us move to the next question. 123 is a question from the same diseases, human health and disease. The first one they asked about typhoid, and second one pneumonia. Second one pneumonia and filariasis. Okay, filariasis, the disease name was given, and typhoid and pneumonia also, and even malaria, M-A-L-A-R-I-A, malaria. So these are all the points which were given in the column 1 of 123 question. If you observe the column 2, they matched with the concerned organisms. If you observe that, typhoid is caused by the Salmonella typhinureum, which was there in the third option, and pneumonia, which was there, pneumonia, which is caused by Haemophilus influenzae, which was given in the fourth option. Filariasis or Wucherariasis, which is caused by Wuchereria bancrofti or Wuchereria malai. Wuchereria is even pronounced as Wuchereria. Filariasis. And malaria, and it is caused by the Plasmodium. I am searching for 412, something like that. I am not searching for the answer. Malaria is caused by the Plasmodium vivax. Different species are there. Plasmodium falciparum is most dangerous one, okay, it is very dangerous one. And these are all the diseases and concerned parasites which causes the disease was mentioned in the column 2. So if you correctly matches 123, 3, 4, 1, 2 was mentioned in the third option. So for 123, third option is the correct option.